Hey guys, HDvee here, and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got even more stuff to go over for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. More leaked breakdowns, more potential leaked Pokemon, a lot of stuff to cover today. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, we have this riddle that we've already previously gone over, but we have more of a breakdown about it now. It's the whole lake house situation where Riddler Q said, tried to project their relationship into Titan. It's a movie about two lovers in different kind of periods of time. I think it's like 2 years difference, and the only way they communicate is through a mailbox. And then, yeah, it's basically just about it's just a relationship from time. And anyway, we've got Soul Silverheart saying, time to tackle this, that we could have picked 10 at 2. I think we have a good idea of it already. It's character month, so probably it's about new characters. The professors speaking through time makes sense. 1, they're new characters we've already seen, and 2, we know that these games are about past and future, which are also the professor names. 3, if they are version exclusive, then they will never meet, but they may still speak with each other. This is where we come to my main theory. Whether it's the professors or some random NPCs, the movie relationship is that they speak through a singular way / item from the present to the past, or vice versa. It may not be the professors, but the professors may be speaking to the future in Violet or the past in Scarlet. That's exactly what I think it is going to be, and I think that'd be a really cool kind of storyline plot as well for these games. And again, it could even still be the reason that they try and get Koraidon and Miraidon for their own selfish needs to try and get to each other, which I guess is not trying to take over the world, but it's still using the legendary Pokemon for something that they shouldn't be used for, which again, I guess would make them, like, evil, I guess. Well, not necessarily evil, but, like, I guess the people you have to stop. This may not even be part of the main plot, but could just be some fun lore between gym leaders or side quest characters. The main issue with there being a literal time gap connection between the two games are the other characters. Basically, the gym leaders would be different in the past or the future. How could Nemona be in both unless she's very special? The only way I could see one game taking place in the past and one in the future is if the time gap was minimal, like 3 years max, but then, like, what's the point? I don't think it would be 3 years max. I think that the difference in, like, clothing items alone from Violet and Scarlet is not a 3 years. One is literally caveman themed and the other is futuristic. Like, that's not a 3-year gap. That's kind of, you're talking like thousands of years there. But at the same time, they have to still kind of correlate, because it's going to be like the same kind of game. You can't have one that's like a completely different game to the other. I mean, they could do that, but I don't think they would. And then they go on to say, this could also not be related to characters, but in the same way just related to the plot, that people communicate with the past / future through a portal / box / item, and that's how the region works, and or then how some shenanigans unfold. This scene makes me feel like this is them sending a message through time in a Pokeball. I think Ku will elaborate, so I may add more to this thread. Of course, this riddle could still be about something completely different, but this seems probable. That's very true. This could be like this background that we thought is like a bunch of like mirrored diamonds or whatever, could be, I guess, just the time portal of someone sending something to someone else in a different time period. And then we also have Soul Silverheart saying maybe these two games are in 2 different dimensions, one dealing with the past and one with the future. I could be wrong. The time travel opinion feels more likely. Might be worth checking the Korean film. The endings could be important, and / or them being in love. Our first true Pokemon love story. So this is from Belmo saying this is actually a US remake of a Korean film called Toonmare, which focuses on 2 lovers living in 2 different timelines. The MacGuffin that allows them to communicate as a mailbox. A woman has to time travel to make both timelines merge. I mean, maybe the final act part is the most important. Maybe there's something about timelines merging. And then goes on to say, if you remember when they showed that you dragons, there was a split screen. I think this might mean that the games might take place in different time periods. Maybe I just can't see how. Different times would mean different landscapes, different characters, unless it's a matter of 5 years max, but then how much can happen in 5 years in the past or future? Different dimensions makes more sense. I still think the futuristic theme and ancient themes will be in each respective game, but I think they will be separate from each other. I don't think there will be even mention of the other professor in the opposite game. So again, that is one theory about it. It is a tough one, to be fair, because like I say, you can still do like co-op and everything, so I feel like the games are relatively similar, but I think there's just going to be a few things that are from different points in time, like the professors, probably Nemona, probably the legendaries as well. So that's kind of more of a breakdown of the whole lake house riddle. The next thing we're going to be going over is this by Eclipse. Again, has got things right in the past, has got a lot of things wrong in the past as well. Very iffy when it comes to details. A lot of people think that he's just kind of piggybacking off what Riddler Kua said. That might be the situation, but he did post this Twitter post here saying Numon #2, and we have this character here. We have this thing here, and then we also have this, which I do believe is that Yu-Gi-Oh? I'm not too sure. And then I think this is also from Yu-Gi-Oh. That's a dual disc there, I do believe. So this is like some sort of like motorbike, and then this is just like a big dragon thing here. So that's kind of all they posted. We had Blaze Incineroar saying, if this is what Eclipse is teasing, I'm hyped. So the first one could be Sprigatito's evolution. This one could be Smoliv's evolution. This could be Fuecoco's evolution. And then this could be Koraidon and Miraidon kind of riding a motorbike. I mean, there's nothing crazy here. We're pretty much sold on the idea that they are going to be rideable. I mean, they literally have a bloody wheel on his chest, for Christ's sake. So it's pretty much going to turn into a motorbike. We just don't know like how many other... I mean, we think that there's 5 other forms for the legendaries. We'll just have to wait and see. And then we also have Soul Silverheart talking about this as well. My thoughts on this, if it's real, I think these are all meant to be one new Pokemon. Numon #2. Notice the flying rose girl in the bottom right. I'd say this is some kind of flower / rosemon that might ultimately become a dragon. It's probably the whole line. Let's see what happens. And then we also have people saying, you know, has Eclipse ever been right? And, you know, definitely, but iffy. So again, he has got a few things wrong in the past. So take this with a massive grain of salt. You know, I think he said the new region was going to take place in Italy or something, and also that Legends Arceus was going to be like a music album, but obviously turned out to be a massive game. But either way, has also got things right in the past, like all the Pokemon Unite stuff. So take of that what you will. Believe him if you want. The next thing we're going to be talking about, though, is the region name for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. And this is posted by Soul Silverheart saying, lots to still break down from Ku, but on the off chance it's about to be revealed, I want to clear up that I think what he means is that if he added vowels, we would know what this that this is a region name. Not that it's a word we could easily recognize. I know we're so close to cracking it. So a lot of people thought this was originally going to be Payday, and like it'd be a new Meowth form. And then also people were saying, you know, there can't be a new Meowth form. We already saw it in the trailer. But, you know, if they are man-made creations, then they can coexist in the same region. So just because you see a certain Pokemon in a trailer doesn't mean that it can't get one of these regional fake forms, because, you know, humans can create them and then they can coexist. He then goes on to say, important to note, PDY is probably the Chinese name of the Scarlet and Violet region, and then we have to translate it to Japanese, and then when you sound out the Japanese word, we hear the English name. So once we add the vowels, it will only sound like the English name, not literally spell it out. So it is a tough one. Doesn't all the other regions have 5 letters besides Sinnoh? Yeah, but what does that matter? Dan made rules are never good to follow. I don't necessarily believe Y will be in the English region name. Could only be the case in Chinese. In English, it could easily be something like IA or IO. That sounds like the sound. I agree. So again, this could be referring to the region name. I mean, we're going to get the region name in the next trailer. I mean, we have to. Like, it is kind of taking the piss now that we haven't already got it. So fingers crossed we do. Again, the next trailer is probably going to be next week. Doesn't look like we're going to get one this week. I mean, I'm recording this before any kind of trailer announcement, but we don't usually get them on the weekends. So yeah, next week looks very, very likely, but I mean, we said the same thing about this week, so we're just going to have to wait and see. The last thing that we're going to be talking about, though, is more about the 3rd Legendary and more stuff about Nemona and stuff that's just been recently posted. So this was also a Twitter thread by Soul Silverheart. Again, massive shout out to him. If you've been following my theories, you know that I've been fixated on the 3rd Legendary, the gimmick, and Nemona's critical role in this. Ku just furthered this by calling her a goddess. I believe there's more to that than a compliment. I think she's a literal goddess or related. So this is what he's talking about here, where he's saying, you know, Nemona seems to be a perfect character from the story of Titan. She's basically a goddess, both tender and powerful. It's interesting that he keeps using the word Titan. That is obviously the code name for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but he's not using the region name or anything like that. And then obviously Dia is the Latin word for goddess, and may refer to exclusively women's goddess introduced from Magna, goddess of growth in Roman mythology, goddess of funerals in Roman mythology, or divine mother goddess, goddess of the river Marne in Gai, goddess of the river Seine in the Roman religion, goddess of Syria. So there's loads of different translations and stuff. But he's saying to the 3rd Legendary, there is also some kind of god. As I've speculated, maybe she actually plays a part in quelling the 3rd Legendary's rage against the region. If the 3rd Legendary is evil, you know, it might be something that stops Koraidon and Miraidon, you know. We've not had a nice 3rd Legendary for a while, like your Rayquaza stopping Kyogre versus Groudon, etc. Her being tender and powerful really makes me think the 3rd Legend will have Fairy as one of his types. It probably has 3 types. It might have 3 types, or it might have an ability that gives it an extra type or something. And this is also still kind of referring to the Eclipse thing, where he's saying Heaven, Light, Origin, praise the sun. and / or this third legendary will have 2 forms, which is heads. One that is tender and peaceful, and one that is enraged and powerful. So I guess a little bit like more Pico, where it's got like its angry form, and it's got its like nice form. It could be like that, with like one head being really nice, one head being like, don't know. All of these threads I've attached to explain all of this and more, and I definitely recommend you reading them. Nimona will probably be more savior than villain, in my opinion. I think she's going to be a savior as well. Again, there's been a lot of talk about rivals and stuff and evil teams and everything. I definitely think she's going to have a massive part to this plot, 1000%. It's just how much of that plot that she has. Lastly, of course, this is the connection to light, and specifically the sun. She could end up being some type of light or sun goddess. She's nobody at first, but in the end she'll be revealed to be somebody very important, because obviously her name does translate to nobody. In reality, the third legendary could even end up being her servant or angel that rebels, and then we have to help her discover who she is and quell it. Obviously, she doesn't know her true identity. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit like a Looker situation, and she doesn't remember where she came from. I believe this will have deep roots in the literal region in their deity and culture. And then we have Belmo once again saying, you know, how would they present a human goddess in the world of Pokemon? Very hard to say, but she's got something to do with it. Maybe she's a fake goddess and the first android, so she's a goddess, or she's just blessed by a goddess, something like this. I was actually thinking about that because Detroit Becoming Human is about androids becoming sentient and living amongst humans. Maybe this is a Pinocchio situation. It's very possible, like that makes perfect sense to me. Or what if it's like Gino? Gino is basically a doll that came to life after an angel possessed him. What if the third legendary is essentially within her body, like you said, because she's an android / doll? So yeah, the third legendary might even take control of Nimona's body, and then, you know, I guess, I don't know how you really explain it, but I guess just kind of channel itself through her, if that makes sense. But anyway, that's kind of all the stuff we're going to be talking about today. If you did enjoy the video, please do consider hitting that like button down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we mentioned in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new for daily Pokemon content. Ring the notification bell. It's everything from me. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.